So the variety, many of our people are, in this day and age, are not full blood. So that means that we have myself, for example, I come from French ancestry on my father's side, and I come from a family called the Deloria family. My grandmother's name was Julia Deloria, and so we can trace our ancestry on that side back to France. And so there's a sense that one day I'd like to go to France. I haven't been there yet, so I'm 64, so I'm working on that, and hopefully I can get my way over there. And of course, my children, I'm part Irish too, but I think that the difference between saying that and being Dakota is that we have had despite all the oppression that we've suffered over the years, we've been able to go underground and hang on to our cultural ways. And thank goodness for that, because when I travel in my travels and training, I sense what's the word for it? Feeling of sadness among other ethnic groups that have lost their culture, like the Irish that have come here, the English that have come here, and they say, I don't know. I don't know who my grandma was, or I don't know. So to me, that's like it's an unknown. So then, and when they say that, I feel compassion for them because I can sense their sadness. So, but that's our resiliency, because from the minute that you're born as a native child, you say, first of all, you say who your people are. I'm a Ihangtua, and my Dakota, I am a Dakota. My Ina is, my Munkana is, my Kunshi is, my grandmother. So you state all the way down the line who you are. In doing that, it's making sure that the young ones don't forget who they come from. And then on the other side of the coin, it's to tell the kids who they're related to so they don't marry their cousins. So it's like, and I don't know how many times my daughter has said, rolling her eyes, oh no, that's my cousin. Because essentially we're almost related to everybody. And so the choice is that you almost have to marry outside of your tribe anymore because everybody's related. So, yes. And then one more point I think about the resiliency is that we've come to understanding in recent years of something called historical trauma. History meaning that it has happened over and over throughout history. Trauma meaning that an event occurs that is beyond the coping ability of people's physical body. And so when that happens, you go to the spirit level where sometimes the spirit leaves from that individual. And so they walk through life not really being present in full spirit. And so what replaces that is a sense of anger and sadness and discouragement and all of those things. So in the process of historical trauma, when you don't know where that anger is coming from, because anger is a cover emotion, then there's a tendency to get rageful and angry, which is the workshops on red rage that I do. And we've come to understand that actually has taken the form of what we call PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And so the only way to walk out of that is to call your spirit back, which is a traditional ceremony that we have, and then to begin to name those things that are causing the trauma. And the trauma did not happen a long time ago. It's continuing to happen now as we speak. So we've got this big old stack of trauma that keeps happening and happening. And then we're getting more proficient at it because we understand it now. And before, the war was so present physically that we didn't have time. The guns were going off and we're not thinking, okay, what's happening right now? Now we can do that. We can say, okay, why am I so angry? And then I can go put my finger on it and think, oh yeah, that's what it is. So